We've got 52 minutes left. I want to jam in a lot of news, talk to our guest, and take your phone calls. We got Ron Paul coming up Thursday with key information. Other surprise guests on Friday. And General Stubblebine and Dr. Rima Labo tomorrow. Very important information, breaking news there as well. I cannot overemphasize how outrageous it is that the New York Times did a big exclusive telling the world what we've known for many years, that Al Gore, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and a handful of other elitists are standing to make hundreds of billions a year. Billions a year for Al Gore. He owns the main carbon trading group that the UN treaty says you've got to buy your carbon credits from. I mean, this is amazing. They will decide what business you can have. They will decide. I covered the treaty yesterday. I'm going to do more of this week. Somewhere in my stack, I had the ledger. We created a glossary for this so we could go through it all. And I was going to go back over it today, but I couldn't find the glossary this morning. I may have Burmis, who made it, make another one. But I may just reread it, though, because I was looking over it again and found a bunch of other even worse stuff, just randomly looking at the 200-plus pages. All of this is going on, and they have now passed it in the House. It's out of the Senate committee to the full Senate. This is happening now. So is the bank re-regulation to give this select group of Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan Chase, the Federal Reserve private owners, unlimited regulatory power over everyone else. This on the heels. We've got surprise guest on this coming up this week. I'm just going to leave it at that. This on the heels, how Goldman secretly bet on the U.S. housing crash and how they engineered it. This is in McClatchy newspapers. Hundreds of newspapers ran this. This is a top financial investigative reporter, formerly with the New York Times, Greg Gordon. Their own internal memos, how they did it all by design to make their competition go bankrupt. And the documents mention Bear Stearns, who was actually solvent. But Goldman Sachs former executives were the regulators that went and took over the other banks and brokerage firms. This is unprecedented. Either we let the criminals continue to commit more crimes, it emboldens them to do more, or we wake up as a society, audit the Fed, arrest the bastards. Ron Paul said last time he was here, or it was 2 times ago, he said, yes, we shouldn't have them indicted by state grand juries. They've clearly committed crimes. But instead, they've got all the trillions in fiat money they've raised off our taxpayer backs, so the police just bow down to anybody in a suit. I want to play this Al Gore clip. This is Al Gore being discussed on Morning Joe, where they reveal for the first time to the world, though I cover it in the Obama Deception and Fall of the Republic, that he runs all the major carbon scams, and Al Gore's got minions like Obama, who owns a large portion of one of the groups. But the New York Times says this is good. He's being rewarded for his good work. And yeah, Ken Lay did write up the plan in 1998, but Kenny's not bad. Got caught triple charging people for energy prices in California and other states. So more reasons to get Fall of the Republic, ladies and gentlemen. People are now ready to see this. Here's Al Gore.
Dual role as investor and advocate, and they note that a lot of the recent $3.4 billion in Energy Department grants went to a company backed by your venture capital firm. I'll ask the question that they put out there. Is there a conflict of interest or even the appearance of a conflict of interest? Well,
no. Of course I invest according to my beliefs and values, and I encourage everybody to do the same thing. I put my money where my mouth is. I've advocated these same policies for more than 30 years, and of course I believe in it. If I didn't, they would criticize me for being a hypocrite.
Can't do anything right.
Okay, we are back live here, and I just wanted to play that clip of these arrogant creatures, and it's all a big joke to them. We have Gary Franchi of Restore the Republic, and we have, of course, both the makers. You're one of the producers. You're also the director, William Lewis, here with us. And we are carrying Camp FEMA. I did consult on it. I'm in it. This is the truth about FEMA camps. They're here to interview me for part 2. Everybody should get it at Infowars.com, and you can get the films discounted when you get it with Fall of the Republic. Again, I just want these out. Instead of always talking blue in the face about FEMA camps and everybody spreading rumors, you got a film you can give people. You want a film about the carbon tax. You want to film about the banking architecture. You want to film about the New World Order. Fall of the Republic. You want to film about the eugenic superstructure and what makes them tick, endgame. You want to film about the camps and the truth and the congressional hearings and the government documents and the experts and everything that's real, and it exposes Glenn Beck, Camp FEMA, Infowars.com. Stop screwing around. People need to see it. William Lewis, good to see you. Gary Franchi, good to see you. Okay, guys, I want to get into Camp FEMA and the new one you're making and all this, but first, they have now marked up out of committee. They could vote on this anytime, the cap and trade bill. That they admit takes over every facet of our lives. Ban Ki-moon, last Sunday's New York Times 9 days ago, said global governance. And then simultaneously, George Soros's groups and all these other publications are listing me. They're saying Limbaugh is a fake and kind of a minion. They're saying they're scared of Alex Jones. So I talk a lot about this in case they kill me or set me up or whatever. People know that, what really happened. But they wouldn't be attacking little old Alex Jones if I wasn't telling the truth and if they weren't scared and scared of the work Restore the Republic's doing, scared of all the films you've made, scared of other people learning they can do the same thing. But what do you just think of how everything's happening right now? The banking takeover, the cap and trade, the federalization hate crimes bill, the open borders, the gun grabbing, the plunging dollar, gold up at $1,090 an ounce. I mean, it's insane.
This is the end game, Alex. This is the last push over the finish line. You have been working so hard. Everyone in the war for information has been working so hard with the internet, with the push. They have to push back and they have to complete their agenda. And I think that they're just getting to a point where they're kind of sick of these small incremental steps they've been making all these years that they want to see. They want to live.
David Rockefeller's 94.
Yeah, they want to see the fruits of the
Kissinger's 87. They want it, and they want it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is we really have watched over the past 20 or so years all of the little bits and pieces of these things being put into place. I mean, it's not as if all of this just happened all at once. We've been trying to warn the American people what's coming, and
they like sitting on their thumb.
You've predicted a lot of the things that have happened, and now it's easier for people to be able to put this little puzzle piece together and see the big picture, and that's what we're seeing now. Their eyes are open, people can see what's going on, and now's the time that we have to use to take action.
I mean, I'm legitimately losing sleep. I mean, I know these people are eugenicists. I know they put stuff in our water and brag about it in White House publications. I know they're dangerous, and people are finally figuring it out, but I don't think they realize how dangerous.
I don't think they're going to realize how dangerous it is until they're in that hospital room, and they've got a doctor bearing down on them with a shot that they're being forced to take. It's going to come when the realization is going to come when they have to make that decision, when the force hits them.
Hell, Austin federally is taking blood without warrants now. I mean, it's already bearing down. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to a head, when the people have to make that decision at that moment, is when they're going to react.
And that's our job, is to explain to them the real ball game. So when that decision finally faces them, all the denial stripped away, and we're dealing with the real deal.
Absolutely. It's like I said, when they have to make that decision, we are getting to them before that point so they can make that informed decision.
Well, the good news is people are waking up. But, I mean, the problem is it took me on air 14 years, 6, 7, 8 years to really get knowledge, studying constantly. So people are waking up, but they don't have a master's degree in it yet. And that's why films are so important, because they can give you a crash course.
Well, Alex, all of your films gave me a crash course. I downloaded them all off the internet, and I watched them in my house. I woke up that day. I saw probably every one of your movies within a whole day. Woke me up like that. And I took action.
That's what Charlie Sheen said. Yeah. Emilio Estevez, his brother, came over and had bought all my films, and they stayed up all the weekend drinking coffee and watched like 15 of them.
Oh, it changed my life. And that's when I said, I have to make a decision. I'm going to step up and do something, and I'm going to get people together who have seen these films, and let's take action together. It was because I saw your movies, Alex.
Well, you've done a great job with all your work, and it's another testament to that. And again, we're not bragging, oh, look at the work we've done. The point is, you can defeat these people if you take action. If people will just get involved, even if you wake one person up, that's huge.
No, there's all different ways to take action. I mean, it's taking action is showing a movie to a friend or someone who was not exposed to this information. taking action is renting out a theater and showing it to 30 people at one time who haven't seen this information. I mean, there are so many different ways to get involved in your local government, getting people elected as sheriffs. I mean,
this thing can't succeed if it is exposed.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, people may think that they're insignificant, just like they think that their vote doesn't count, which it doesn't, in case you didn't know that. But the point here is that they think that their action within this movement doesn't necessarily hold much weight. You know, it's hard for them to wait for a year or 2 years or 3 years to see the fruit of their labor, because it takes a while for the information to get out, takes a while to organize, do something. You know, doing actions like that take time to plan.
And the globalists have all the money, all the power, all the resources, all the systems, everything, and they're barely getting their agenda through while waking everybody up, so then they sick Northcom on us, thinking, oh, well, that will stop them.